Hey, welcome to our podcast. A new podcast. Uh, it's called the Chromium Collections, and on this podcast, we will be talking about basketball, music, and more to come in the future. But this is our first basketball podcast. Uh, take two, actually. We ran into some technical difficulties. So, our first topic we'll be covering is
First of all, we're going to be talking about the Houston Rockets. So, there's the James Harden thing going on right now, but let's talk about that Westbrook for John Wall and a protected first round pick. So, what do you
lottery
think
protected,
about
right?
this?
Yeah, it's lottery protected, right?
I'm not sure, but it's in 2023.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
don't.
far.
Yeah, for the protections are a bit confusing. Me, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's probably lottery protected.
Yeah, I think the Wizards clearly won this deal. I mean, they just got the better player in general. Even if John Wall returns to like all-star form, I don't think he's going to be better than Westbrook.
Yeah, especially the way Westbrook was playing after the Clint Capella trade. I there's, I think the Wizards won that trade, especially with that pick. Because if it's
Yeah,
protected, who knows?
yeah. Um, I think they just guaranteed themselves a playoff spot.
They're gonna be fighting with the Hornets, the Haw- Wizards, and the
The
Hawks
Hawks,
for
yeah,
that eighth spot. Even
seventh,
like
eighth, right? Yeah, seventh, eighth.
yeah, even like what's the team name? I'm forgetting. Indiana. Even the Pacers are
Right. We
gonna.
can't forget them. If Oladipo ends up becoming like the all-star he once was, right?
Mm, with Sabonis, they're gonna. I think
Yeah,
there's gonna be a playoff team.
yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, so John Wall and Westbrook are pretty similar. They have a similar play style. I think John
Yeah,
Wall's a
they
bit more.
complement. Yeah, they are very similar. I think John Wall and Boogie complement each other very nicely. The pick and roll between those two, that's looking pretty good based on the few games we've seen.
Yeah, that one first the first highlight I seen of John Wall in Houston was a pass to Boogie Cousins on the wing for an open three after the pick and roll between those two. So and I think they already have chemistry because I'm pretty sure they played together in college,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But yeah,
So I
like
don't think there's any.
yeah,
The
I
only
think this
problem
team
is
is
we
a
need to
playoff
see
team.
how. Yeah, we need to see how James Harden fits in with those two, though.
Yeah, because John Wall isn't really the best shooter, so he's gonna be like he should. He,
He should be like the Westbrook of last year for the Rockets.
no, I don't know, because James Harden was the primary ball handler for the most part last year. I think John Wall should be given more opportunity than Westbrook last year, purely
Yeah,
because
but
because John
is
Wall is a good
Harden
passer.
gonna like? Yeah, but is Harden gonna like that though?
Who knows? I mean, James Harden's future with the Rockets is already up in the air, like with all the trade rumors and stuff going
I
on.
don't know. I don't think he's gonna get traded. Like realistically, who can trade him?
I know. I don't know,
Uh,
man. Because like I don't
like
know
who
if
can
Ben
trade?
Simmons is enough.
No, because yeah, what we've been hearing is that now they're like willing to trade Ben Simmons, but they want more than Harden back. But at the same time, the Rockets want more than Ben Simmons back. So it's sort of like they're at a stalemate, kind of. So I
I
don't
think
think the trade
if it's
between
Harden and Embiid, if you have those two on the same team, I think that team is going to be dangerous.
I know,
But
but they'd have to give up more for Harden. So
yeah,
they'd be
like
losing
Matisse
like
Thybulle, Ben Simmons, and like a first. I think that's like
I don't
reasonable.
know if that's enough. I don't but Houston isn't trying to be reasonable. I think they're trying to get back a lot for Harden.
hmm
Like picks too.
yeah, I heard they want a few picks with Ben Simmons, and I'm not sure that trade's going to happen. And I think that is the best possible scenario right now for them.
Yeah,
And
Brooklyn isn't happening for sure. As
mhm,
much as like some of the media wants you to think, no, Brooklyn is not happening.
yeah, they want KD or Kyrie back, and I don't think either of those two are getting traded.
Nope, for sure not.
hmm
Um, there aren't really many other contenders, right? I mean, I've heard Miami a few times for like Tyler Hero, and I don't know if they want to
Yeah,
trade Tyler Hero.
I guess it would be like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and probably a bit more to match the salaries, and then if they could pick. I think that can work. I feel
Mm.
like Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson on the team they've constructed right now, they can be really good.
Yeah, they can. They can. I don't know if that would even happen still because of the salaries.
Yeah,
Harden's making like 40 million per year or something, right?
yeah, and Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero on their rookie contracts.
Hmm. Yeah. Let's talk about the Wizards side of it.
Yeah, so like I said, like the Wizards are basically like they put themselves in that playoff position right now. They're going to be fighting with the Hawks. I think the Wizards and the Hawks are like the two bigger, like they're going to have the biggest competition for the eighth seed. But
Hmm.
especially like because there's now the play-in tournament that's going to happen. So I think
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a nice addition, especially after what we saw with Portland and Memphis last year.
that was a fun game to watch. That was
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So
just
the
again.
Hawks that now have like they traded for Clint Capella, but he was injured. Then COVID happened. They didn't come to the bubble. And yeah, so they have a healthy Clint Capella. They signed Gallinari. They signed,
That's like, yeah,
mhm.
Gallinari's, in my opinion, sixth man of the year.
Yeah, he's that's depending how if they start him over John Collins or not.
I don't think they will. I think they're gonna keep John Collins. I think they're just gonna keep Gallo as a sixth man.
Yeah, I definitely think he is going to be one of the front runners for the six man of the year trade as well as Schroeder again.
Yeah.
And yeah, they also got Bogdanovich from the Kings. He was supposed to be
Hmm.
traded to Milwaukee, but didn't.
Yeah.
He's
Well, thinking,
accepted.
speaking of Milwaukee, they did get Drew Holiday though.
Yeah, they gave up a lot, but now that Giannis signed the supermax, I think they're going to be pretty good.
I think it would be worth it. Yeah, it might have been
hmm
worth it. Because imagine if that didn't go down and the Bogdanovich trade didn't go down. I don't know if he would have signed that.
Yeah,
I think he would have waited out. But I don't. What do you think? Do you think he was ever gonna leave? I don't think so.
I think honestly, realistically looking at it, I think Giannis is like a loyal person. So
Yeah, I think the media was just trying to like spin this narrative so they can get him to like LA or Miami or something. But I think generally a lot of people knew that he wasn't gonna leave.
yeah, even if he didn't sign next this year, I think he probably would have signed next year.
Even in free agency, he would have taken meetings, obviously, but I don't think he was gonna go anywhere
hmm
because Milwaukee drafted him. They took a chance on him, right? So
Yeah. So yeah, Milwaukee
let's talk
got.
about that.
Let's talk about the trade, right? So
Yeah,
Milwaukee
yeah.
got Drew Holiday, the number 60th pick in this draft, which was Sam Merrill.
I don't know. I haven't seen him play.
Yeah. The Pelicans got Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, two round picks and two pick swaps, which I think is a pretty good return
Hmm.
for those picks, as well as I think Steven Adams and Zion Williamson is going to be a
That's
bit
gonna be
weird.
a problem. Yeah.
I don't know about the spacing though, but I think that's
I
going to be
think people are overrating Zion though, but just in terms of like sheer strength, that's gonna be a problem down low.
yeah, especially like you try getting a rebound on those two men. I don't think you have a chance.
That's impossible. Yeah,
Mhm. OKC got
I was
George Hill.
surprised to see. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
OK.
surprised to see Steven Adams go from OKC. To be honest.
Yeah, I always thought he would have stayed for OKC for his entire career, but that's just how the NBA works. And he signed an
Yeah.
extension once he got to the Pelicans. So yeah,
Yeah.
and then so OKC got George Hill, one first round pick via Denver, two second round picks, and a couple of guys: Darius Miller, Dylan Cheatham, Kenrick Williams, and Josh Gray. I think this is just OKC adding to their pick collection. Um,
Yeah. They're gonna be like. I mean, they have a lot of picks. I mean, who knows who they're gonna trade for, right?
yeah, they're going to be able to draft. Either they trade. I think they're probably going to trade the picks, but if they don't, they're going to have the ability to get like.
A lot of draft. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
I'm thinking they're just gonna look at the draft class for that year, and if it looks any good, they'll draft a few. Otherwise, they'll just trade them all for like role players.
yeah. And then they got George Hill, who's a good shooter, but I don't think they're making the playoffs this year.
Well, clearly, I think they're trying to rebuild. They even lost Gallo, so like, yeah, they're trying to
Yeah,
rebuild.
yeah. And
Clearly,
then Denver got RJ Hampton, so that's good. Don't have much to say about that. I think Denver is going to be a pretty good team in the future. Even now,
Yeah,
like now they made the conference finals, but I still think their future is pretty bright with Bol Bol and
yeah.
Michael
I
Porter
mean,
Jr.
if we're looking at the now, Jeremy Grant was like an underrated loss. He did a lot for them during the
The
bubble, right?
Pistons have just got so many like bigs. It's crazy what they're
So
doing
many
out there.
random people, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So I think Milwaukee. Back to Milwaukee. I think they're a contender in the East this year. And
First seed, second seed.
yeah, first I see them top three depending on how Boston plays. Because I think
Yeah,
the Tristan Thompson addition was pretty
I think
big.
Tatum is gonna take another step forward.
Yeah, and I'll know, but Kemba's going to be
Till
injured for the first part of the season, but I still think they're going to be able to like be a
till
top
the
three
third
seed.
seed, yeah, maybe.
I think Toronto could also take one of those spots, but I don't think they're going
I
to be
don't
able to
think
show up in
so.
the playoffs.
No, I don't think so. Last year they definitely had potential, but I guess Siakam decided to go to sleep.
Yeah, him in the preseason was kind of
He
his
played
dump
good
shot
against
looks good,
Miami.
but he's not finishing at the rim. He's not getting to the rim. Even against Charlotte, he was struggling. So I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure
don't
how well
see
Toronto's going
them
to be.
going. Yeah, I think they might just be like a fifth or a sixth seed, to be honest.
hmm And so let's talk about out west. They're all the favorites in out west should be the Lakers in
So,
my opinion. Like they just came
well,
off that championship.
I don't think there's any debate against that.
Yeah, because they just came
Different,
off that
and
championship and now they added what Montrezl Harrell, Dennis Schroeder, and Marc Gasol, and now with the emergence of Talon Horton Tucker, I think they're a better offensive team than they were last year.
yeah, I think the expectation is just for them to repeat. To be honest, anything short of that is just a failure.
Yeah, because Schroeder's gives them another ball handler, another playmaker, as well as Gasol. I think he's one of the better playmaking bigs in this league right now. Other than
Yeah,
Jokic, I don't think there's anybody who passes better.
I think Gasol is kind of washed. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, he's not going to be like posting up the
Yeah,
Joker
he
every
seems to have
position.
difficulty like running up and down the court too.
Yeah, transition might
Like,
transit, but if you're playing Mark, I would assume AD is also on the floor.
yeah, so AD can move, right? So yeah,
Yeah, I think but Gasol's good, like dealing banging with bigs down low. He can defend. Even on the perimeter,
yeah,
he wasn't horrible last year. And he can
he
hit
was
the
okay. Yeah,
three, and he
he
can
made a few clutch shots against Boston in the playoffs last year.
and he can also pass. Like they can run their offense through him if they want to. Like if they cuts and things. Like last year he was
But
pretty good for Toronto.
and, they have LeBron for that, right? They don't really need him for
Yeah, but they're just giving them another option.
true.
Right? They got
Uh,
Montrez, which is just an energy guy. I think Marcus Hall is going to start, and Montrez is going to be their sixth man.
I think
Montrez and
that's the
Schroeder are the sixth
expectation.
man. Yeah,
Yeah. So, just in the same city, the the Clippers.
yeah, they got Ibaka.
Realistic. I think that was a good pickup. That's an upgrade from Montrez, obviously.
Yeah, it just depends how
Um,
you look on it. Because Ibaka, he's like from watching his videos and stuff. I think him and Kawhi are going to have a good chemistry. I think,
Especially that championship run, right? So
yeah,
they have
he
that
can shoot
already.
the three. He can defend pretty well. He's bigger than Montrez, so that's it's going to be pretty
Yeah,
important.
I mean, I'm not sure if he can have as good of a season as he had last year. I don't think many people realize how good Ibaka was last year.
Yeah, especially with Kyle Lowry. I think Kyle Lowry really helped him, especially
I
with
know, but this time he has Kawhi back, right? So
yeah.
that they could do some sort of pick and roll. Meet him with PG if PG is able to knock down
hmm
shots.
Yeah,
I mean,
I still think the Lakers. I think this year the Lakers are a lot like just ahead of the herd. I think I
I
think
think Paul George is kind of becoming like underrated now, especially after that playoff thing. But because like you have to remember that that's just in the playoffs. The regular season, he's still gonna show up, in my opinion.
yeah, I think like because of the that long ass break from March to September. I think that was needed for them to like. I think this
I
year they're
think
going to be able to build more
it's
chemistry.
yeah, no, it slapped them in the it gave them a reality check. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to trade for like a point guard. I think Cherry Rozier is a good idea, just because the
Who would they
Hornets.
trade? Who would they Lou Williams, right? Yeah,
Yeah, you get
maybe.
yeah, like Lou Williams, maybe Patrick Beverly if you have to.
We'll see, but as they're constructed now, I think they're just a second round exit, to be honest.
Yeah, I think every team other than the Lakers is on a different like is every team is below the Lakers. I,
Yeah, the Lakers are just on another level.
hmm
Well, while talking about new additions, the rookies this season have been looking pretty good. LaMelo shooting 33% from three, 31% from the field, averaging close to 10 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. What are your thoughts on his play?
So obviously, like so far, he hasn't been shown to be a scorer. Like this first game, he had 0 points, but he had like, 10
Hmm.
rebounds and he had some nice assists that game. So I think he's a good fit in Charlotte with Devonte Graham and Miles Bridges and Gordon Hayward. So
I think in the future, he's going to be one of the more elite playmakers in the league.
yeah, I can get behind that. I can see that happening. I think once he gets into it, I think his prime, like his ceiling, I think he'll be a triple double machine. Cause he's 6'8" as a point guard. He can go rebound.
Yeah, and he's only going to get better from here, right? So, yeah, I think
Yeah.
he has a lot of potential.
All right. So now the
I think
first overall pick, Anthony
yep.
Edwards. What's your thoughts on him?
I think he's just gonna end up like the next Andrew Wiggins, except not as hyped as Andrew Wiggins, obviously, because his just interest has been pretty clear, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think something similar is going to happen. Especially it's Minnesota once again. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's been shooting 29% from the field, 25% from three over the past preseason games. It's just the
Uh,
preseason, but like those are some bad shooting splits.
that's
Uh,
very discouraging, yeah.
yeah, but he's been shown like he had that one. There's this one play in the Mavericks game where he like locked down Luca for a possession. It wasn't.
That was one play, right?
Yeah, that
You
was
gotta
one possession. I think he has potential on defensive end, but Minnesota's not a defensive team, so I don't think
I
they're
think
gonna
that
push him
defense
to
might
be.
be yeah, that might be needed though, the defense, if he does develop into a good defensive player.
Now from the first pick, let's talk about who a steal that in the draft. Malachi
Yeah, Malachi
Flynn,
Flynn.
29th to the Raptors.
Yeah, he's been looking really good. 41% from three, close to 50% from the field, 47 to be exact, and 10 points, 4 assists. I think, yeah, he was definitely a steal. I don't think many people are talking about him at all.
Yeah, especially now that like he's in a situation with Kyle Lowry and Fred. I think he's gonna be able to like
Yeah,
learn
he
from
has a.
them.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think
I think Matt Thomas
mhm,
too can teach him a lot about shooting.
he has like he's already a decent defender, but like even having OG like one of the better defenders in the league there as well, being able to teach him pointers, give him pointers.
Yeah, but I don't know. He was playing against Charlotte, right? So
Yeah.
we do have to see more from him come the regular season, right? But so far, he looks pretty promising.
All right. Now, let just the final thing, final rookie you want to touch on. Although he was drafted last year, he's still technically a rookie. He's eligible for the Rookie of the Year award. Bol Bol. Yeah.
Oh
So he's been
damn,
shooting
yeah, mini KD.
mini KD, shooting 33% from three in the preseason, 42% from the field, and averaging 8 points in the preseason.
Yeah, I think he's a very good addition to the Nuggets because they didn't really use him that much in the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah, but I think he's he might be injury prone. That's just one problem. But I think
Yeah, he
the
looks
Nuggets
pretty
have a good
skinny,
future.
right? Yeah.
hmm
Yes. Yeah, between him, the Joker, Murray, uh, Michael Porter Jr., right? Yeah, they are definitely a team of the future.
Yeah,
I think I can see them winning at least two championships down the road, but we'll see.
yeah. I also think I think the team that's gonna give the Lakers a challenge in the final is gonna be the Nets. I think the
The
Nets are the
Nets, yeah.
heavy favorites in the East. Not heavy, but I personally think that they're gonna
It's
be
either
in.
them or Milwaukee. It depends on like if the wall strategy against Giannis works this year.
Yeah, because now they got Drew Holiday as in like. I
And on
think
top
Drew
of
Holiday
that,
is a
they've
better
seen
player than
the yeah
Drew
Eric
Holiday is
Bledsoe,
better
right? Yeah,
than Eric Bledsoe, and Chris Middleton. I think he's gonna be the second option, and Chris
I
Middleton is
think
gonna be the third.
the third option, right? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So yeah,
I think Katie at center will be very interesting to see.
yeah. There was talks about that he's gonna be able to play 1 to 4, 1 to 5 throughout the season. So
Yeah, if he's center, then the pick and roll with Kyrie and KD once again, that's gonna be pretty deadly. I don't know how you can guard that,
yeah, you know he doesn't even
especially
need to
with
play
DJ as
center.
well, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
especially with DJ as well. Like that's pretty deadly trio,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. So I think
Well, I think
I think the
yeah, go on.
Nets are gonna. I think the Kyrie comments that have came out from like Jason Tatum, like he said that Kyrie's a good guy. So I'm not sure about like all the chemistry issues people are bringing up that Kyrie causes. I think there's
Yeah, no,
more
I
to
think he's
that.
just a very outspoken guy, and because of that, people like to yeah, they bash him for it.
Yeah, I don't. I think there's more problems in Boston than
They did
just
the same with
Kyrie.
they did the same with Jimmy Butler in Minnesota, right? So it was just to see. Jimmy Butler proved everyone wrong, so it was just tough to see if Kyrie proves everyone wrong.
Yeah. All right. So that's the end of
I
our
think
episode
I
today,
think we've covered everything. So thank you for listening.
and hope you look forward to the 2 uploads every week during this NBA season. And
Yeah, and
we
if new
will.
music drops, we'll be jumping on that too.
Yeah.
Especially Christmas Day, we'll be looking out for that.
All right. See you guys later.
Ever since the day that you